It's the third day of Israel and the American war against Iran. And for the past 3 days here in Jerusalem, we've had rockets flying over our head towards Tel Aviv and other places. You could hear the interceptions, the loud booms. You saw a lot of the damage, but over the last 24 hours, here on the third day, Iran has begun deliberately targeting Jerusalem. It's very shocking for them to do this. They haven't done it before, but we just had a warhead land in the Hinnom Valley over here, only about 600 meters from the Temple Mount and the mosque on top of the Temple Mount. They targeted Israeli offices in East Jerusalem. Their press release by Iran quoted East Jerusalem. Of course, we had this tragedy in Beit Shemesh last night, where at least 9 are dead, some are still missing, many wounded. Tragic stories, entire families killed. We even had one lady, her husband died. It was her birthday, and today her son was supposed to celebrate his bar mitzvah, 13 years old, and yet instead they're burying their husband. Some really tragic stories. Here at the Christian Embassy, we need your help. We have been praying that this war would be over by Purim with a resounding, decisive victory for Israel over the evil regime in Tehran. Israeli authorities are saying the war may last, be prepared for it to last at least till March 12th. And even President Trump has said it may be 3 to 4 weeks of fighting. We don't know, but right now Israel needs your help. There's displaced families that we're going to be helping. There's our Holocaust survivors in Haifa. These are folks that have already lived through many wars, World War II, the Holocaust, a Ukraine war, and they don't need to suffer like this again, but we're taking care of them. We're going to be visiting some of the displaced families, doing what we can to help them. It's a crisis here in Israel. We need you to give to our Israeli Crisis Fund and enable us to do all we can to be the hands and feet of Jesus here in the land right now. We also need Christians praying for Israel. We need to pray for that decisive victory, that Israel doesn't, and the U.S., that they don't cut short this campaign to take down the regime in Iran. And we want you to stand in solidarity. Israel needs it right now. They're being blamed for starting this war. I tell you, it's the people of Iran right now who have been crying out for someone to come help them. President Trump said help is on the way, and we've already had 3 days of this fighting, and the people are already cheering out on the streets in Tehran for the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. So they want this war more than anyone. We need to help them. You need to stand in solidarity, whether it's in the papers, out on the streets of your country. Find some Iranians and bring Christians together and those who love Israel and hold a demonstration yourself. Send the message to your elected leaders, to your newspapers, that you're standing with Israel. Please help Israel in this hour of need. In the story of Purim, Mordecai tells his niece Esther that if you do not rise up now and take advantage of this situation, help and deliverance is going to come from someone else. But maybe for such a time as this, you have come to the kingdom, and you can do something today to help Israel through this war. And most of all, pray this will be a swift victory for the Jewish people over their enemies. God bless you from Jerusalem.